people have to walk hours and hours and hours just to access water.
Women were overburdened. They spend their time fetching water and they don't have any other time to do other activity. And so their means of livelihood was not there. They hardly earned 100 naira in a month.
There is no water during dry season, of which makes them to go to the stream and dig inside the sand before they can get water and drink. And they drink it together with their animals, which is very bad.
In Retrekor, Nukwanyo Utonko, other local government of Benue State.
Before these WaterAid people go,
we have no toilets. We go about anywhere you want, you shit.
We used to shit in the bush. Everywhere there is shit, poo everywhere.
We've been facing a lot of sicknesses. We have diarrhea, we have measles, many sicknesses. We record, I think, almost 60 deaths at that time.
WaterAid started out intervening in Eche community in Rivers State.
WaterAid had an office in Enugu 2005. Late 2006, WaterAid relocated its office to Oju. And it was the only WaterAid office in Nigeria at the time.
The first major project that really got WaterAid noticed in Nigeria was the work that we did in Oju community in Benue State.
Any first rain, they cause a lot of waterborne disease sicknesses.
DFID, in collaboration with WaterAid, got into Oju and started supporting to eradicate both guinea worm and yellow fever.
Before they start with work in Oju, the geophysical surveyor came to the LGA to explore the underground water feasibility.
There is a geological record now in Oju stating where you can get aquifers for water and where water will be quite difficult to get.
The chemist man made money because that time we had a lot of sicknesses. After the intervention, he had to fold up. He hardly see any of us now go to hospital because we take proper care of what they instruct us to do.
Now that we have toilets, everything is okay. No more sickness, no more disease now occur to us. Now we are better.
Lokacin kan a zo a mana wannan hedda ban mu da lafiya sosai, hedda bayan nan da aka zo aka wayar mana da kai aka yi shadda, a lokacin nan muka san a shadda tana da amfani daga cikin wannan abu.
When they have this water facility just close by, that gives them more time to focus on other things that they should be doing.
Mo kwere ke bakwana nga ko huluye anyara bikbide mi foro bo idikpe ijala reke abbe.
WaterAid needed to spread out to other vulnerable local governments and even states.
We now work in Plateau State, Bauchi, Jigawa, and then further south we work in Enugu and Ekiti.
WaterAid first started with 3 local governments, their first major entrance to Ekiti.
As a charity organization, we just have this much, very little funds. However, WaterAid seeks to advocate to policymakers so that they bring in the huge amount of monies they have and project it into water sanitation and hygiene in order to get the best out of it.
We've been in good partnership since the coming of WaterAid about 13 years ago to the state. And the partnership is in the area of WASH, that's water supply, sanitation and hygiene activities. In the area of replication and scaling up, Jigawa is doing quite well. We have recently adopted the latrine design of the WaterAid and is being replicated in some of our schools.
Lokacin da muka ci nasarar wannan aikuna da ƙungiyar nan da ta samu shine muka taro gari da gari dinnan yan uwa muka yi kiransu aka taru aka zo aka yi ta wasa aka yi ta rawa gaba ɗaya muka tare muke rawa a nan gindin
They saw that there was this need for them to come and give a helping hand, because these people were actually in need and they were there to rescue these people, because water, our people say in Tarok language, that is life.
WaterAid needed someone who could stay with the community and nurture them outside work hours. And this is only possible with a non-governmental organization.
Our vision and that of WaterAid, it's in wonderful alignment. That's why we are in good partnership with them.
We've been with water hygiene sanitation for the past 16 years since its inception in Bauchi State, and we're into water and hygiene.
On the one hand, WaterAid was studying how to work with the government, and on the other hand, how to work effectively with the non-governmental organizations.
We had a WASH project in almost all the 4 district communities, especially in schools and communities, because we mounted water points in schools and then had hygiene awareness also in schools and communities.
We do have radio program whereby we talk about sanitation and hygiene.
When people understand that they need to have potable water, and this potable water is good for their health and it saves them money from diseases that they would have encountered using water from an unsafe source, then they're willing to pay the price, they're willing to go an extra mile to form a water sanitation and hygiene committee, and this committee will oversee the sustainability of the water point that they have.
We have been maintaining the borehole. If you get to the borehole point, you will see there are a list of names from each household. When we have little or minor faults, there are 2 people trained from this community to look at those faults.
WaterAid engaged communities, to take up and act as it relates to their sanitation situation.
They didn't want latrines that could splash water at them when they're defecating. Like in the rainy season, the water table is high. So if you have a pit latrine and you're defecating, the water can, bounce back as the feces gets into the pit. They didn't want that. Then the smell that oozes from pit latrines was not acceptable. The CLTS brought us a basic latrine that could collapse at any time.
Women do not usually use pit latrine, claiming that they get infected through the pit heat.
We had to go back into the drawing board with the people and brainstorm, how can we make this better? And that led into the STS project.
STS is Sustainable Total Sanitation. It's a research project that is about finding sustainable ways of implementing sanitation.
We're piloting something called sanitation marketing, which helps us to provide options for households in their local areas, options of toilets, options of how they access those toilets.
In making the wet latrine, we make sure that the right mix of material, the sand, cement, granite is there.
Before Margaret Eze was given that WaterAid toilet, she had no place to defecate.
Anyaleka, mbem neje bni mosha, ma ye teka, mbem neje. Onatum no, meji no rochana mi yeni.
Because of the sanitation intervention, because of the latrine that she now has, it has changed her life.
I'm currently involved with the HSBC water project. WaterAid is implementing in Benue State.
This project is an eye-opener for us in terms of the way that access to water can change the economic potential of a community, especially when you free up the women and the girls. A lot of the small enterprises and all those kind of things that make the community run and tick are run by women.
The people are so vulnerable. They have no form of access at all. Women go 5 days without taking their bath. And imagine if a woman is on her period during that time, what she would go through, And so it's really good to see that WaterAid, we target the poor and vulnerable.
A wajen ma mace za ta iya ta shiga ta wanke menstruation.
Amma a cikin wannan zaman da muka yi yau, an koya mana yadda za mu bi da al'ada, yadda kuma za mu control nashi a duk wani hanyar da ya same mu.
Ensuring that girls who are going through their menstruation have a safe place to manage that with dignity also means that girls don't miss 5-6 days of school every month.
If you go to the borehole, you will see there's provision for ram and rail is for inclusion.
We are trying to get to the most vulnerable people, and if you're really going to do that effectively, then you have to do it in a way that leaves absolutely no one behind. So in a community where you have people who are blind or who are disabled, having toilet provision or having a water point that they can't access means that you've excluded them from the service. And so from our perspective, service is not sufficient if it doesn't ensure that no one is left behind.
Looking at the WaterAid family, it's a pleasure. In fact, let me say it's a privilege when people work with WaterAid because you learn a lot. You learn how to give to the society. You can't sit around when people are suffering, when you see people, going long distances to get water and then you relax.
We need to be reaching about 14 million people every year with access to toilets if we're going to meet the SDG targets of everyone, everywhere having access to a toilet by 2030.
WaterAid going forward, we have put in all the lessons we have learned from the 6 states we're in and the several local governments we have intervened in.
When I look back over the 20 years, I'm really proud of the work that WaterAid has done in supporting the people and government of Nigeria to ensure that we secure access to water, sanitation and hygiene for the people. So we celebrate 20 years, we look ahead to the next 15 years and I'm really pleased to be part of this.
Happy 20th anniversary, WaterAid Nigeria.
Keep going, WaterAid.
I congratulate them for marking their 20th anniversary in Nigeria.
I wish to congratulate WaterAid.
I want to congratulate Nigeria and I want to congratulate WaterAid.
Congratulations, Wang. 20 hearty cheers to WaterAid at 20.
All the best.
So, all the best to WaterAid Nigeria and another 20 years of excellent work.
Muna godiya ga wannan kungiya ta WaterAid.
Shekaranta 20 muna ciki tare bata bar mu baya ba. So muna mata fatan alheri. Allah sa in za ta yi a wasu wurare ma tafi namu. Muna cewa mun gode.
Congratulations for the 20 years anniversary.
I wish them more fruitful service to humanity.
Happy birthday, WaterAid Nigeria. 20 years. Wonderful.
Happy 20th birthday,
WaterAid
Nigeria.
Mun gode WaterAid, mun gode WaterAid.